Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a kind-hearted girl named Cinderella. She was known for her gentle spirit and her love for animals. However, her life was far from a fairy tale. After her parents passed away, Cinderella was left in the care of her wicked stepmother and two stepsisters, Anastasia and Drizella. Cinderella was forced to work as a servant in her own home, cleaning, cooking, and tending to every need of her stepmother and stepsisters. Despite the cruelty she endured, Cinderella remained hopeful, finding solace in the company of her animal friends. Birds, mice, and even a chubby little mouse named Gus Gus became her closest companions. One sunny morning, as Cinderella was singing to her friends while she worked, a letter arrived at the castle. It was an invitation to the royal ball to be held in honor of the prince's search for a bride. Cinderella's heart leaped with joy at the prospect of attending such a grand event. But her stepmother had other plans. Her wicked stepmother tore the invitation to shreds, leaving Cinderella in tears. She knew that her stepmother would never allow her to go to the ball. As her stepmother and stepsisters left for the ball, Cinderella sat alone in her room, sobbing. But suddenly, a shimmering light filled the room, and Cinderella's fairy godmother appeared. With a wave of her wand, she transformed Cinderella's rags into a beautiful gown, complete with glass slippers. Cinderella was astounded, but her fairy godmother warned her that the magic would only last until midnight. As Cinderella arrived at the royal ball, she took the prince's breath away with her beauty and grace. They danced together all night, and Cinderella felt like she was living a dream. But as the clock struck midnight, she had to flee the palace, leaving behind one of her glass slippers. The prince, determined to find the mysterious beauty, went on a quest to visit every house in the kingdom. When he arrived at Cinderella's home, Anastasia and Drizella tried to squeeze their feet into the glass slipper, but it was clear it belonged to Cinderella. When she tried it on, it fit perfectly. The prince recognized her instantly and declared her his bride-to-be. Cinderella forgave her stepsisters for their cruelty, and they too had a change of heart. The wedding was a grand affair, and Cinderella's kindness had won over not only the prince, but the entire kingdom. Cinderella and the prince ruled the kingdom with love and compassion, and they lived happily ever after. And as for Cinderella's animal friends, they too were welcomed into the palace, and they all lived together in harmony. And so, the story of Cinderella teaches us that kindness and goodness will always prevail, even in the face of adversity. No matter how dire the circumstances, one can find their happily ever after with a little bit of magic and a heart full of love.